नमस्ते बिटिया, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. A very good morning to you all. Myself, JVN Dr. Ravi Jain, Assistant Professor, Department of Practice of Medicine at Faculty of Homeopathic Science in Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today, we are going to start with infective endocarditis. Infective endocarditis, this is a very important disease and that is characterized by many things. We are going to start. First of all, let's discuss about what it is, and then you will be able to understand the figure completely. There are major and minor criteria, and this will again be completed. I'll again come back to these two pictures. Let's start first with what is infective endocarditis. These are the various clinical features. We are going to discuss about them again. Infective endocarditis is the microbial infection of the heart valve. Right. So there is microbial infection of the heart valve, the lining of the cardiac chamber or the blood vessels. So there is infection of the heart valves, the lining of the cardiac chamber, and the blood vessels, or a congenital anomaly that is caused mainly by the bacterium, but maybe a rickettsia, chlamydia, or fungus. So it can be rickettsia, it can be chlamydia or a fungus, and it occurs at the site of pre-existing endocardial damage. So if there is any kind of endocardial damage, the bacterial endocarditis occurs at that place. There are many criteria. So you can see this figure now. Uh, you can see the damage. Right? This is basically bacterial endocarditis. It occurs at the valves area of the infection, at the aortic valve that is covered by bacterial endocarditis. So here you can see the bacterial endocarditis, the bacteria that is going on in the valves. This is the normal aortic valve, and due to the growth of the bacteria, the aortic valve, the shape of the aortic valve changes, and also the functioning. So this is normal aortic valve, and due to the bacterial infection, that is bacterial endocarditis, there is inflammation and the shape of the valve changes. Now it is characterized, it is classified by certain major and minor criteria. So the major criteria includes two positive blood culture for infective endocarditis, positive echocardiogram for infective endocarditis, and new valvular regurgitation that was not previously present. The minor criteria consist of predisposing heart conditions or injection drug use, the presence of fever, and valvular phenomena. There is a major arterial emboli with a mycotic aneurysm. There is septic pulmonary infarct. The intracranial hemorrhages and subconjunctival hemorrhages can be there. There is Janeway lesions. Now, modified Duke's criteria for the diagnosis of infective endocarditis consist of two major, or one major plus three minor, or five minor criteria. The fourth minor criteria is the immunological phenomenon like glomerulonephritis, Osler's nodes, Roth spots, rheumatoid factor. And the fifth one is microbiological evidence, that is positive blood culture, but not meeting major criteria. Now, these are the various clinical features in case of infective endocarditis. There are varying murmurs, that is 90% new or changed murmur, with the conduction disorders in 10 to 20% cases, cardiac failure in 40 to 50% of the cases, hematuria in 60 to 70% cases. We have Osler's nodes in 5% cases, petechial rashes with 40 to 50% may be transient, cerebral emboli in 15% of the cases, with Roth spots in the fundi, that is rare, less than 5%. We have petechial hemorrhages on the mucous membrane and fundi, that is 20 to 30%. There is poor dentation, splenomegaly, that occurs in 30 to 40%, long-standing endocarditis only. There is systemic emboli with 7% nail fold and infarct. There is digital clubbing in 10% long-standing endocarditis only, and splinter hemorrhages. So the diagnosis that is done by modified Duke's criteria that we have already discussed. We have a major criteria and a minor criteria. So in the major criteria, we have a positive blood cultures for the typical organism from two cultures. There is persistent positive blood culture that is taken greater than 12 hours apart. So two samples, two blood cultures taken 12 hours apart, there has to be persistent positive blood culture. Three or more positive cultures taken over greater than 1 hour. There is endocardial involvement with positive echocardiographic finding or vegetation with a new valvular regurgitation. The minor criteria consist of the predisposing valvular or cardiac abnormality, intravenous drug misuse, pyrexia greater than 38 degrees Celsius, embolic phenomenon, there can be vasculitic phenomenon, blood cultures suggestive of organism grown but not achieved major criteria. There is suggestive echocardiographic finding. So minor criteria consist of predisposing valvular or cardiac abnormality, intravenous drug misuse, pyrexia that is greater than 38 degrees Celsius, embolic phenomenon, vasculitic phenomenon with blood cultures suggestive of organism that are grown but not achieving major criteria, suggestive echocardiographic finding. Now we have two things in here, definitive endocarditis that is present with two major or one major and three minor or five minor criteria. And the second one is the possible endocarditis, when you have a suspicion but you are not sure whether it is endocarditis or not. When the patient comes with one major and one minor criteria or three minor criteria. Now, what are the various investigations that could be done in case of infective endocarditis? Blood cultures, the 3 to 6 sets of blood cultures, echocardiography for detecting the following process of vegetation. Elevated ESR, CRP is more reliable, proteinuria may occur, and ECG shows the development of AV block. So investigation consists of blood culture, echocardiography, elevation of the ESR, CRP that is more reliable, proteinuria, and ECG shows the development of AV block. Now the management. The management consists of empirical treatment, that is suspected organism, acute presentation with fluvoxacillin and gentamicin, subacute, that is benzyl penicillin and gentamicin. We have triple therapy of vancomycin, gentamicin, and oral rifampicin with cardiac surgery, that is debridement of infected material and valvular replacement. So we have empirical treatment with suspected organism and acute presentation with fluvoxacillin and gentamicin, subacute with benzyl penicillin and gentamicin, triple therapy with vancomycin, gentamicin, oral rifampicin, and cardiac surgery with debridement of the infected material and valve replacement. So this was all about infective endocarditis. And the next topic, we are going to start with the ischemic heart disease. This session is powered by digital version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in the comment box and I'll try to resolve it. So this was all for today. Thank you very much. We will be meeting in the next lecture tomorrow. Thank you.